Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and in the Unresolved Problems segment, curing drug addiction, as we all know, that is extremely difficult. But most of us don't know about Ibogaine. That is a medicine derived from an African shrub that some believe can cure the physical effects of drug addiction within 72 hours without any pain. But Ibogaine is not available in America. Why? With us now is Howard Lotsof, whose company NDA International holds the patent on Ibogaine. So very simply, why can't we get Ibogaine in the USA if it'll cure drug addiction, at least physically?
We don't have Ibogaine available because we don't have $20 million to satisfy the FDA regulatory testing.
So you have to, the FDA wants to test the shrub or whatever it is further than they already have, and you don't have the money to fund that.
That's correct.
Well, why doesn't the government fund it? I mean, it seems that it would be the greater good of America to have something that would cure physical drug addiction.
The National Institute on Drug Abuse has simply determined that it's more to their advantage to spend $300 million over the next 10 years evaluating cocaine vaccines and cocaine antagonists, in other words, drugs that block the action of cocaine, than spending $10 million to determine if the FDA will approve Ibogaine, a drug which is not only effective for
But why would
cocaine.
they do that? I mean, why do you want to spend $300 million as opposed to 10? That doesn't make any sense.
If you're the director of a bureaucracy, $300 million is a lot better than that.
Oh, I see. So they want more money. Now, listen, we contacted the National Institute of Drug Abuse, which Howard referred to. They didn't want to come on the program, no surprise there. And they issued a statement that I really can't make. I mean, I don't know what they're talking about here. But they say in the statement that they're continuing to study Ibogaine. That's what they say in the statement, but you don't believe they're really serious about it, do you?
No. The answers that we've gotten from researchers in the field is they're being told don't bother to submit grant applications because they'll be rejected. We don't have interest in this substance.
I have a bunch of real short questions I need short answers to. They say that Ibogaine is a hallucinogenic drug, that if you take it, it's like LSD. Is that true?
Ibogaine is not LSD-like at all. In some patients, it precipitates a dreamlike state which lasts for approximately 4 hours.
Is it addictive?
It's not addictive.
So it's not like methadone?
No, it doesn't cause chemical dependence. It's not a maintenance drug. It's a single administration in the hospital.
You've taken this drug yourself.
That's correct. I discovered Ibogaine's anti-addictive effects in 1962 when I was a young heroin addict. And I had no idea what it would do. And I took Ibogaine, and 33 hours later, I was no longer a heroin addict.
So you were a heroin addict?
That's correct.
And where did you find this Ibogaine?
I was interested in psychoactive substances, and a chemist I know gave me a dose. He knew nothing about it.
And you never used heroin again after that?
I became re-addicted about 3.5 years later. I went on a methadone program. But what Ibogaine taught me was that addiction was reversible. And once you have that knowledge...
I want to get this straight now, because it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
You were addicted to heroin, you took the Ibogaine, you kicked your addiction.
Right.
You didn't have any pain, you weren't thrashing around or anything
whatsoever.
like that. But you weren't cured mentally, psychologically.
For 3.5 years, yes.
Yeah, you stayed off it, but it doesn't cure the mental end of it.
Oh, no, absolutely. It interrupts the craving and desire to use drugs.
So you didn't have a craving for 3 years?
None whatsoever.
And then you just had it again?
Yeah.
And then you just succumbed to it again.
And then
shame on you. But anyway, so you got back to the Ibogaine, and from that time on, you've been trying to bring it to the attention of the public.
That's correct.
And you're getting nowhere on this thing.
There's research going on worldwide, but we're running into more opposition than we
Is there anywhere that you can get Ibogaine in the world?
We offer treatment in hospitals in the Republic of Panama.
Panama?
Where the Ministry of Health, of all places, the Ministry of Health in the Republic of Panama has approved Ibogaine.
Yeah, well, if you can grease them a little bit, they'll approve anything. I hate to be cynical, but you know how it is down
Well,
there.
the Food and Drug Administration approved Ibogaine research. Nobody will fund it.
Nobody will fund it. It seems that it's crazy if this would stop the physical cravings, and if you say psychological cravings, that they wouldn't. That this would solve a tremendous social problem worldwide.
Well, it makes you ask a lot of questions, doesn't it?
And we did ask them, but the National Institute of Drug Abuse, again, would not come on or give us any hard information about it. We're going to continue to investigate this, Howard. We want to have you back on this. We appreciate your candor, and we'll see where it goes.
Very good.
Thank you very much.